Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today we're looking at the Village Sun, at an interesting story where elevated mercury levels at 250 Water Street construction site are worrying parents and teachers. What happened and what's going on? Parents and teachers from Seaport Community were concerned that noise pollution and elevated levels of mercury at 250 Water Street pose a threat to themselves and children. Foundation and remediation work began earlier this year at the site soon to be developed by the Howard Hughes Corporation, just in time to install piles in the ground, which qualifies the developer for a 421 tax abatement before the program expires. So what happened at the development site itself? Formerly home to the country's largest thermometer factory, is abutted by the public Peck School and private Blue School. And what do thermometers carry? Primarily mercury. Parents began to raise the alarm more than 2 years ago about what they call the potential risk to their children posed by the project if toxic chemicals are present in the ground, such as mercury, weren't properly remediated. And this is a huge concern because especially thermometers, out of anything, if it's not disposed properly or if there's issues, then yes, mercury gets into the ground, it gets into the groundwater, it can also get into the air and other places, and it becomes a dangerous contaminant. Through the month of May, community members began to notice air monitors picking up elevated levels of mercury vapor that at times appeared to exceed the site's permitted action levels. On May 11th, the 15-minute average mercury level rose to 0.9 micrograms per cubic meter, just below the acceptable 1 microgram threshold. While not technically exceeding allowable levels, the elevated reading was enough to cause concern of parents and elected officials. This is something that needs to be looked at hard before you move over to the mercury hotspot area, which contains significantly higher levels, said Laura Dodge, an independent community monitor for the site, during a recent Community Board 1 call. And you need to have a very good understanding of what that data means. At a rally before the school started on Thursday, May 26, parents and teachers were joined by local politicians who decried what they described as the negligence of the Howard Hughes Corporation and the City Development of Environmental Protection and the State Department of Environmental Conservation for potentially exposing hundreds of children to mercury poisoning and noise pollution. In fact, according to raw data released from Thursday, mercury levels momentarily spiked at 2.4 at 8:19 a.m., just minutes before 8:30 a.m. rally, and on May 16th, one air monitoring station read at 0.3, more than 13 minutes. A ADEC spokesperson later clarified that this reading was deemed inaccurate by a handheld analyzer. We spent months in the community board meetings and stakeholder meetings with Howard Hughes, coming up with a plan to keep our children safe when this remediation is happening, said Grace Lee, a co-founder of the Children First and candidate for state assembly, whose children attend the Blue School. What do they do in the first week of work? They violate all the safety protocols we agreed to put in place to protect our children. So this is a huge concern. Mercury is dangerous, especially for children. Like lead, it can cause development issues. It can also cause organ failure. So when something happens like this and there's construction at a site, then it's always a good idea to test for it in the air, which they're doing, and to also make sure that you periodically test your water for high levels of mercury because of events like this.